listen and talk to 8 women with eye patches on. This is what I fucking need today. I gotta come in here on my day off and listen to this shit now. You got beat up by a football player. What the fuck do you think they do? They lift weights and they hit people. Why is it gonna be any different? They're gonna love you, you fuck. Once you miss the fucking spaghetti dinner and once you don't do the dishes or something, you're getting whacked in the side of the fucking head.
I was thinking about that today. Like,
what the fuck do these guys do? I didn't know he was such a gentle guy. Fucking they snap. We snap. Everybody fucking snaps. Things are bad out there.
But like, how much? Like, do you think like baseball players just have a girl in every city? Because they only work like 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, and then they're in hotels constantly. Like, do you think any of them are faithful to their wives?
Sure they are, Lee.
You do?
Yeah. You know what kills these players? They think about how much money they're going to lose if they fuck somebody else and get caught.
Oh, that's true.
That's always got to be a deterrent. That always has to be a deterrent in your back of your mind if you're making $92 million a year. That your wife, that's number one. Then you got to love your fucking wife.
You know what I was just looking up? Because I was trying to figure out who had more money, Hulk Hogan or The Rock. Like, that was something I decided to look up.
Has to be The Rock.
And it is. Like, his net worth is up there. And, like, Hulk Hogan's, like, I had imagined what it would be. And it was only $8 million. And I was like, well, that seems impossible after everything he's done. So I read up about it. And in 2007, he got divorced. And his wife took, like, 70% of everything. So that, because there shouldn't have been that much of a gap. Like, The Rock's in, the 3 figures. I was just trying to think who the most famous wrestlers are and how much.
Well, we had a couple of music. We had Dean Del Rey and Rudy Sarzo on recently. And when they were talking about like the music business, did you see today the article about the Creed frontman who's like broke and living in a Holiday Inn or something?
Really?
Yeah. And he sold like, I said like 100 million records. And granted, they said he's on drugs. So, I mean, I guess that could go through anything. But Jesus. Like, when you hear that kind of money, you don't think they could ever be broke.
Right. That album sold unbelievable. Human Clay or something with Higher on it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, everybody had that album.
The fucking music business, they just rob you. And the tours and all the public appearances he did for 3-4 years on that fucking songs with Eyes Wide Open.
Oh,
those are public appearances at $50 a fucking ticket and, Live Nation and all this fucking money. But they don't, you don't know. I just, 2 weeks ago in a hotel, I ended up watching Behind the Music, and it was TLC. Oh. And they were shooting fucking $1 million videos and not knowing. This gets billed. Somebody has to pay for this.
Right.
But some people are just so fucking confused, then you cut deals, you renegotiate. But those first couple album deals, you're pretty much working just to stay eating. Like I said, there was somebody in the building when I lived on Gardner that they were opening up for Limp Bizkit. And the kid was broke. And I was talking to him one day. I go, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, first of all, there's 6 of us in the fucking band.
Oh, right.
Then we tour, and then we're shooting the album. They're charging us for studio time. Yeah, they throw you out $300,000 on advance. Mm-hmm. But there's a guy that you got to show up with a fucking receipt to give you a check. You're not going to go up to him and go, I need a car, by the way. You ain't get a fucking car with this $300,000, shit like that. It's fucking tough. So I could just imagine. Money goes, guys. Yeah. Money fucking goes. Okay? You're a front man, whatever, a TV guy. You're pulling down $100,000, $200,000 a fucking month. That's just average. That's just fucking average. $200,000 a month. What kind of house you gonna live in? Are you gonna buy a home, or are you gonna fucking just rent one for a couple of years?
Right.
At $15,000 a month. Your cars, your this, your that. That adds up, guys. Then there's a special thing called fucking taxes, and you don't fucking know about those things. And you get a check. You do a movie, or you do 3 days on a fucking job, and you're supposed to gross $1,000, and you're bringing home $600 or $580.
It's 30%.
And then you fucking go home, and then they send you a bill at the end of the fucking year. And you sit there and go, what about the $400 you took out of my fucking check? That's how I think. You sit there and go, what the fuck is going on? And then everything you do, you got to pay for now. You know, everything you fucking do. You know, we're about to go into hell in 2 years with this little girl.
Oh, man.
So this is recreation.
Right.
You know, when you were a kid in Jersey, your dad walked you to Nutley Rec and Ortley Beach Rec. You signed in, you showed them your birth certificate, they gave you a T-shirt, and all your dad had to buy you were fucking sneakers for $10. And you played soccer or baseball or basketball, whatever the fuck it is now. Now, I go down there with you, there's a sign-up fee. $110 and $62 for the shirt. And $30 for the knee pads, because you got to have knee pads and elbow pads. That's mandatory from the state insurance now. And they got to be a class 3 fucking bush, because if not, they're not safety hazards for the fucking... It's unbelievable. Where the state used to pick all this shit up when we were growing up. All you did was show up. All you did was show the fuck up. Now you got to show up with your own fucking equipment. You know, what's the medium household level in this country? 40 G's, 30 G's. What the fuck do you expect to survive on?
Right.
You got rent, you got child care. Unless you got a mother that's babysitting you and she's happing to fucking bag every day, smoking cigarettes, blowing cancer on your kid. You know what I'm saying? Watching The Price is Right. You know, because she don't give a fuck about Sesame Street. So this is what your options are. Sure, you don't have a fucking chance. I see it. I see it now, sitting here going, you know, we went and looked at daycares. You guys think I'm a fucking half a fag.
Daycare is astronomical.
Astronomical for you for a house of two, a house
like
of
a
one.
rent.
It's a vig. So it never ends. It never fucking ends, guys. You know, I flew last week. It was $723 to sit in the back from L.A. to Philly. $723 to
Imagine a family of 4 going back for the holidays.
$3,000. $3,000 without luggage fees, without rental car. It's amazing how a family's gonna do anything. You can't go to a Laker game. You can't go to a fucking Dodger game.
Yeah.
You know, when we were kids, it was $15, and if you took the fucking 10 fucking Pepsi caps, they gave you $10 off and shit like that. If you came up with 5 Coke cans, you know.
And I'm nowhere near ready for this, but I've always been the kind of person who's wanted kids. Like, I like kids. Mm-hmm. The more and more I talk to people, and the more and more I see how much it costs, I don't know. I mean, maybe wouldn't it be nice to just go and, like, if Paul and I are doing well, just go to Hawaii? I mean, that sounds selfish, but with the amount of money they're talking about, I mean, it's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Hawaii is for 2 weeks. A child lasts forever.
That's
it's
true.
A little fucking stone. You can't compare them. You cannot compare it. You cannot compare it. Especially now that I sit here and telling you this. I wouldn't be talking to you like this 3 years ago.
Really?
I was anti-child. After, you know, I was anti-child. I understand. We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.